Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I'm your reader, Jay. This is going to be general messages for Aries in October 2019. Hello, Aries. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right, Aries, as you can see, I'm still on vacation. Assuming that you had watched the previous set of videos, you would know that information. But just in case you don't know, I am on vacation right now. I'm visiting my sister a few states away from where I actually live, and I'm having a grand old time. I'm feeling so relaxed because that's what vacations are for, right? So yeah, I hope you're having an amazing end of September. I'm recording this, what's today's date? Today is the 27th of September, so I hope you're having an amazing end of September. But regardless of that, we're here to do your October reading. So, Aries, I have shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. The timestamp will be in the description box below if you want to jump ahead to the beginning of the reading. No problemo. That's why I put it there. Also down there is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you have any questions before placing an order, feel free to email me at the exact same address. And yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, and share the video. Do all that fun stuff that YouTube allows you to do. Helps circulate my content, helps get me visible to all of the other people in the community. And of course, it makes a girl happy. And of course, it creates good karma for you in a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? All right, guys, let's get into it. I want to see the outcome for Aries for October 2019. Please show me Aries' outcome for October 2019. Please show me. Nice. Bottom of the deck is the overall. Wow, that's so funny. That card kept coming up while I was doing the pre-shuffle for you guys, and it was often at the bottom of the deck, so that's kind of interesting. All right, this came sideways, so let's figure out which way it's going to go on the board. Please show me. Yes, okay, thank you. Only card that technically came face down, so let's go ahead and flip it now. All right, there we go. And my setup is obviously different if you're familiar with my channel. So I'm hoping everything is in frame. I think I marked this off, you know, the way I need to. So let's get into it, all right? Please show me where Aries is in October 2019. Please show me Aries in October 2019. Please show me. Okay, thank you. That was easy. That was nice and quick. Let's get into it, guys. All right, guys, coming into October, Aries, you come in with the Temperance card, Major Arcana for Sagittarius, so some of you might be dealing with the Sagittarius, but you don't have to be. Well, listen, balance is the name of the game, my friends. You guys are really seeking to find a healthy balance in a situation, a healthy balance in your life. I'm feeling a little bit of ugh in my gut, like ugh, like my stomach feels kind of weird, and I've eaten, you know, fairly well today. I just snack on some candy, so it could be that. But definitely for some of you who might have health concerns, you might want to check that out. I'm no doctor. I'm not trying to say go have an elective surgery or anything like that. But definitely if you are feeling not your best, check in with your doctor. Or, you know, go pick up that prescription at the pharmacy and get yourself on a, you know, get your health under check. But that's just for one or two of you that particularly need to be reminded, you know, to look after your physical health. But this Temperance card, did I say Major Arcana? Yeah, I did. Sagittarius. So regardless of whether you're dealing with a Sagittarius, it feels like this is a long time coming for you, Aries, because the situation that you're involved in or whatever phase you're going through in your life right now has really been out of whack, and honestly it feels like a disservice to you and other people around you. So what I mean by disservice, I feel as though you or someone else or just the situation at hand hasn't been at its best, therefore, you know, you or other people have suffered. You know what I mean? If you've been off your game, if you've been in a mood, a funk, and you know you've walked around with a certain attitude or just a certain disposition to you, you may not have been as pleasant or as positive a person to be around, or someone is that way in your life. It could go either way, right? So, but that I'm talking about something that has happened. It feels definitely mostly put to bed by now. And this Temperance card is sort of ushering in this breath of fresh air kind of feeling. Now, I don't know if something has ended. Temperance is not really about beginnings and endings, but I do feel that there's something that has shifted, at least. If it's not ended or changed, or if it's not ended, it has changed or shifted. A situation or something within inside of yourself, or something within inside of another person. Now, Temperance requires conscious action or conscious intention. You can't have balance if you don't know that's what you want. You can't have balance if that's not what you seek. Yeah? So if there is this need to get things under control, to put things into a proper perspective, to feel healthier, to feel more rested, you can't, again, just as an example for your physical health, if you feel fatigued and tired all the time, you're not going to stop feeling that way unless you consciously and very purposefully go lay down and go to sleep, or make sure that you're eating well, or make sure that, you know, whatever, like take your Ambien for God's sakes, whatever it is. So whatever is needing balance, you or someone else or everybody involved does have to have a conscious attempt at fixing the problem, or, you know, setting things straight, getting things, you know, sort of ironed out in a sense. I don't feel much resistance. I just feel maybe there might be some laziness here, which is a form of resistance, being lazy, right? So whoever's being lazy, stop that. Whoever needs, you know, a kick up the backside, give it to them or give it to yourself, and remember the goal, because that's the thing here. I feel that there's a bigger goal going forward than there ever has been before, or there's just, the stakes have raised so much that we can't afford this imbalance. We can't afford for things to be the same way that they were before, and we can't afford for things to remain in this lazy, lackadaisical, you know, come what may kind of energy. The Temperance isn't necessarily a big action card. It's not like ferocious, or it's not like, you know, very bombastic, but it does show intention. Like I said, you have to consciously want this, or you have to consciously remember that's your goal. You can't say, I want balance in my life, and I want things to be copacetic, and I want things to be calm in my life on Tuesday, and then by Friday you stop putting in effort. No, you have to be consistent. So somebody here needs to stop being so lazy, be consistent, okay? Could be you, could be someone else, I don't know. But that's a fairly good place to start, because it signals to me, the Temperance as your starting position signals to me that whatever has changed or shifted in your life, it's sort of in the past or the recent past, and it's not really going to impede you going forward. If it does, I guess we'll see if it picks up in this reading, but I feel that mostly Aries, this is a good turning point for you. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. Yeah, so perfect, actually. Well, I don't know if it's perfect. What is perfection? Yeah. So above you, what's in your consciousness? You have the Emperor. The Emperor in reverse. This is your card, Aries. I'll show it to you upright so you can get better used to it. This is your major arcana card for Aries. So obviously you're showing up in your own reading, or you might be dealing with another Aries, or other people around you are embodying your own energy. Now, in the reverse, this might be what you are consciously, because again, I said conscious action or something like that with the Temperance card. This might be consciously what you're battling with yourself in the reverse energy at that. So when we have the Emperor in reverse, we're talking about somebody who is completely incorrigible. Someone who is really hard to negotiate with, really hard to find some common ground with, really not in the business of, you know, compromise and chivalry or kindness, you know, a real nasty person. Now, not trying to say you, Aries, are a nasty person. Please don't take offense. But it's the quality that we get when this energy is in reverse. So, and it doesn't have to be the bottom of the barrel when it comes in the reverse. It doesn't mean you're the most scummy person walking on the face of the earth. No. What it means is you become, like I said, incorrigible. You become really finite in your energy. You become really finite in everything that you say, everything that you do. There is no backing down. There is no renegotiation. There is no gray area. It's very black and white with the Emperor in general. But now that this energy is in the reverse, it's like even more so. It's very heightened. Yeah. So for you, Aries, I think consciously you're trying to avoid that. Maybe historically or in this situation, given whoever you're interacting with. You know how it is sometimes in life. People take you there. Interacting with certain people makes you behave a certain way. That's what a lot of us, how we sort of excuse our behavior. I'm gonna put that, excuse our behaviors because so and so made me do it. I don't want to get into any type of disagreement with you on that, or any type of conversation about that. But that's kind of what the feeling is like certain people in your life make you kind of have to not toe the line, but really be firm and draw the line, and that makes sense. Because if you have people around you, Aries, let's say you're a very giving person and you're very loyal and you're very honest and open and you have all these wonderful qualities about you. If you have someone around you who takes advantage of that or takes you for granted, that could make you turn into the Emperor in the reverse. Again, they made me do it kind of attitude, which again, we could argue about, but we're not going to. So consciously, I think you're aware of your tendency to slip into this Emperor in the reverse, becoming indignant, becoming irritable, becoming sort of fatalistic or finalistic with people, and maybe that's too much. Like I feel, because it's, again, coming above your starting position of temperance, I feel some of you, if not most of you, are really considering how that Emperor might be overkill. Or if it's not overkill, it's bleeding over into your other relationship. So, Sally down the block, she might deserve that Emperor energy. She calls me for favors all the time. She takes me for granted. She assumes I'm going to do this, that, and the other for her, blah, 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 blah. You have somebody who really pulls on your energy. And so you kind of have to give them that iron fist. Fine. That belongs with Sally. But you might be noticing, oh, I'm starting to treat my kids this way, or I'm starting to talk to my husband or my wife in such a manner, or this, that, and the other. So you're seeing how one person comes into your life and upsets your mood, and then you then carry that mood and attitude over into other relationships, and that becomes unfair. And that's why you need that balance. So discernment, conscious action are very important to you right now, Aries. All right, let's see what else is happening here. So, yeah, okay. Right. So a lot of this is down to your home life, your finances, what's going on there. Might be some rerouting or something like that, because I that's interesting because I don't normally get that, but which one, please? And that's kind of loud now that I hear that, but we'll leave it because I think you'll be able to hear me even over that television. Thank you. All right. So next up, you have the Ace of Pentacles. This is like a new something is new here, and it's prosperous for you. For some reason, if you can see, I think I'm in the good if I hold it here. If you can see that grasshopper on top of the skull, for some reason, I don't know, you'd have to look it up. I don't really look at spirit animals or the symbolism of animals. I don't look it up very often, but for some reason, this grasshopper is striking me as being very prosperous, being very lucky, being a symbol of fortune and growth, right? I could be wrong. Don't quote me. I could be wrong. Oh, and there are like little spiders there or something on the skull as well. So I don't know about that. But that grasshopper is really giving me this feeling of we have a turn in your life, Aries, either financially or in your home or together, maybe even career, where something is about to grow, expand, or move on to bigger projects, move on to bigger opportunities, something like that. And that's super important to you right now. Okay, here we go. Because again, I said something is like shifting, right? When I was talking about temperance, I feel that something previously, from this point, previous till now, has shifted for you, has changed. Relationship, your environment, your attitude. And again, for some of you, it's a health concern. And now you have a new perspective, or rather a new goal in mind. New goal, new opportunity with that Ace of Pentacles. So you want to secure that. You feel lucky. Like you feel chances are I'm going to get what I want. A new relationship, a new job, a new home, excuse me, new money, or like you're going to come into some money, an investment's going to pay out, something like that. And you don't want to fuck it up, if I'm honest. This feels like I don't want to mess it up. I don't want you to mess it up. I don't want him to mess it up. I don't want anybody messing up what I have on the table. What's coming down the line for me is very precious. And you don't want to squander it. You don't want to foul it up. You don't want it to be messed with at all. It feels prosperous. It feels very much it's going to happen for you. But now I think that's where that Emperor in reverse is contending a little bit, where you're consciously aware of the times where you might be overstepping. And it might be because you see from your Emperor and your Temperance position this new beginning, this new offer, this new opportunity, this new chance, this new job, this new relation, whatever it is. And it's interesting I keep saying relationship. And when I say that, please don't take it to mean like strictly romantic. If you are happily married, happily committed, or dating, or single, whatever. If you don't want that, relationship is more than romance, right? It could be a relationship in business. It could be a relationship just amongst friends who share a certain hobby together. You know what I mean? It does not have to be a romantic thing. But for some of you, there is a chance to connect with someone new, and it would be slow. This is not going to be like, it might arrive quickly, but then the luck and the expansion and the fortune and the wealth behind whatever you start in on, this new endeavor, this new relationship, whatever it is, it's not going to pay off immediately. Or the funds that you receive from, say, an investment payout or some type of, scratch off for the lottery, you're not going to be able to spend that money within the same day. Does that make sense? So everything that you're after is going to have a slow payout to you. Therefore, you definitely have to, because I don't know if I was really able to articulate that. With that Temperance card, it's not balanced to death. I said that. You can't start in on getting your balance and being, cool, calm, and collected, conscious of your health on Tuesday, and then give it up by Friday. You are playing the long game, Aries. You know that. Some of you maybe did. Not that you don't know it. It's more of like I got to play the long game. So you're like, I don't want to. Like, I just want it to work. So this idea of having to play the long game with something that is going to be prosperous for you, beneficial to you, you really have to toe the line between peace, serenity, calmness, fairness, compromise, conscious, healthful actions versus irate, irritable, dogmatic shit with that Emperor in reverse. Again, I think that's reactionary to either a particular person or a certain situation that like gets your goat, like really tries you, really takes you there. Or that's just a thing that you do. That might just be a part of some of your personalities, okay? I feel the bulk of this reading thus far is to keep that Emperor in reverse in check. Could be another person outside of you. Like I said, it does not have to be you. It could be someone else. So there's a need to keep that Emperor in reverse at bay. Not utilize his energy. Not let him come in here and disrupt it. Whether that be your own inclinations or the inclinations and attitudes of other people. Because you really want that Ace of Pentacles. You are coveting that, right? You're having a backwards reading, aka like it's not linear, it's not past, present, future, but I find it interesting, and I'm just mentioning it for those who may not know. I don't read linearly. That's not my intention when I lay a spread ever. And if they do come out linearly or they do come out in some type of order, it's usually from right to left, which again, I think is just interesting because I live in a country, I live in a society where we read left to right. But anyway, Aries, so your next card out is the King of Pentacles, right above that Ace of Pentacles. So I mean, look at it. Artistically speaking, this king is not wanting to give up what's in his treasure chest. He's not wanting to, I don't want to say he's not wanting to share, because I feel that there is still this provider energy with this king. It's not, I'm taking this all for myself and screw everybody else. No, I'm keeping this chest close to my chest, close to myself, so that I can provide for me and those that I care about and those that I love. So that's it. It's a very like fatherly energy. Now, you could be a female and still be in this energy. There's no gender, but it is very much, I'm here to secure the material needs of myself and others. I am putting a lockdown on the money, on the home, on the groceries, on the bills, on everything. Everything is going to be in ship shape. Something like that. It's going to be ship shape, right? Something like that. I forget the phrase. Anyway, it's going to be taken care of, and I'm going to be the one to take care of it. This is you speaking, Aries. I don't care if you're male or female. This is you. Because you could be coming from, a track in life or a path in life where you grew up and maybe you didn't have much. Maybe you grew up poor. Maybe you grew up on welfare. Maybe you grew up homeless, or you spent a phase in your life being homeless, something like that. Now that you have certain provisions, certain things under your belt, or certain things under your purview that you can control, that assure you comfortability, that assure you won't be homeless, that assure you won't have to go down to the food pantry, whatever it is. After having experienced lack to some degree, doesn't have to be to the extremes of homelessness or anything like that, but just to come out of an experience, some of you, not all of you, where you were lacking, and now that you have, you best believe I will never lack again. That's your attitude. And that's why any monkey business from someone else especially, but even from yourself, you really have to keep it in check. And I think the tougher road will be for those Aries where the potential monkey wrench comes from yourself. Because again, Temperance, you have to stay at it. You have to stay at it. Having a healthy balance and a healthy perspective in whatever we're talking about, you have to keep it. You have to let it remain. You can't let it go to your head. You can't fall off of it. It has to just be a constant goal. And Aries, as a cardinal sign, you're very good at starting in on a project. You're very good at laying out an idea and getting really revved up about the potentiality of something, but to follow it to completion, a little bit of a hiccup there, just in the qualities of what the cardinals are. Who's the others? Aries, Cancer, Libra, right? Who's the other one? Isn't there another one? No, that's it. Cancer, Aries, Cancer, and Libra. Those are the three cardinals. Am I wrong about that? No, I'm right. No? I'm having like a brain fart. Give me a second. It's Aries. Is Cancer? I'm sorry. I'm determined to figure this out in my own head. Because there are four. That's what I knew it. Capricorn. That's... It's like this list is incomplete. Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Those are all the cardinal signs. Thank you. My God. Anyway, so you and your fellow cardinal signs, you're great entrepreneurs. You're great at starting things up. You're great at initiating energy, right? You're very good at getting things off the ground. The focus and the tenacity to finish it to completion, especially once it becomes challenging. Oh, God, how you sometimes struggle. Not all the time, but sometimes. But with this King of Pentacles, being that is earth sign energy, by the way, earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. You might be dealing with one of those signs, but you don't have to be. But the quality of the King of Pentacles, which I still feel is mostly you, Aries, I feel that you're all over this. You're like you're embodying like 3 different things all at once, 3 different energies at once. But that quality is of devotion, of being firmly planted and anchored in a situation towards a goal, towards an end point or an end game. Yeah. Not really about that wavering shit that some of the other kings or some of the other elements might get into. Pentacles are usually so steadfast and so solid, it's hard to get them to change lanes. Okay? So, again, what you're coveting most, that Ace of Pentacles, you're pretty much dedicated to it. New job, new relationship, new money that you come into that you're now wanting to reinvest, or it's you now take a payout from an investment, and that will now give you what? Buying power, gives you spending power, gives you the ability to move, gives you the ability to start your own business, whatever it does. There's a dedication to not mucking it up, to not allowing it to fall between your fingers, right? Fall from your fingers, right? No fumbling, no fumbles. Interesting. Next. Oh. Okay, this is very specific. Very specific. King of Cups, right across from that King of Pentacles energy. This is, for the first time, it feels like it could be someone, yeah, it's somebody else. King of Cups, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You might be dealing with one of those signs, but you don't have to be. Listen, whoever this is, might be your partner, business partner, relationship partner, a friend, whatever. This person might be the Sally from down the street that I mentioned earlier, whether they're literally a neighbor of yours or they're somebody that you work with, someone that you love, whatever. This person is sauced up, okay? Whether they're literally drunk or they're figuratively drunk on something, this person is just like all off on some other shit that has, no, it does not compute with what you're working on. This person right now, maybe not always, but right now is very irresponsible, particularly because of their station, particularly because of their status. As a King of Cups, next to your King of Pentacles position, again, I'm going to remind you, you are the King of Pentacles, you're the Emperor in the reverse, and you are the Temperance card. You are in a high vibe power right now, Aries, and next to you, somewhere near you, somewhere close to you, you have someone who is supposed to be on your level, another king, but they are not acting like a king. Okay? They are, I keep getting it very strongly, drunk a lot. So if they're not drunk literally or high or anything like that, but some of them are. Some of them are absolutely inebriated more often than they should be, okay? If they're not, they're drunk in a mood or in like in their emotions. They're drunk in their emotions. So like they're overly in love. Like they're in like some puppy dog love kind of thing. And like they're being led around by the nose by their partner, or they're letting you lead them around by the nose. And they're like weak sauce right now, this person. This person feels like they could do with a little bit of a backbone injection, okay? This person feels like they are weaker than what they're supposed to be because they're a king. So, if it's not... If this person is like your partner in business, let's say, they're not holding up their end of the bargain. If you two started a business together and you guys went in 50-50 in terms of finances, in terms of effort, in terms of dedication, this person is now showing up with 25%, 13%, some shit like that. They are not pulling their weight. And it's really unfortunate. because they care about you, and I think to some degree you care about them, if I'm honest. And maybe that's the trade-off. You know, if someone puts in less effort, yeah, with an Aries, definitely. If someone puts in less effort than you, or less effort than you're accustomed to, less effort than what you guys agreed upon, in whatever kind of context we're discussing, romance, business, family, it does not matter. If this person changes what they put into a situation, how they are effective in a situation, you then become less caring towards them. Straight up. You might still love them, you might still respect, take that back. You might still love them, you might still care for them, you might still have some type of affinity for them, but the respect that you have and the give a shit about what their problem is, it goes out the window. Because Aries, you're very much about self-sufficiency. This King of Cups right now, whoever they are, in whatever relationship to you, they're not self-sufficient. They are, like I said, they are sauced. They are off somewhere else, inebriated, lost in love, maybe lost and drunk on depression. And I'm not trying to say that like cavalierly, like, you know, screw this person. They have like no sensibilities and, you know, they don't deserve respect. They do. But from your perspective, they are just coming off as so irresponsible or so confused or so ineffective that they easily tire you out, they easily frustrate you, and I feel if you cannot separate from them, if this is like a family member, if this is like your spouse, and separation is not even in your vocabulary, fine. I'm not here to advocate for it or against it anyway. If you cannot separate from this person, I feel you're fortifying. With all these four here, you're fortifying something. Meaning, if you're in business with this person, if you own property with this person, if you have a home with this person, you share a family with this person, you're trying to fortify your side of this, of the relationship, of the bond. Yeah? This person's mucking up the business, they're not carrying their weight. You're doing the finances, not to say that you're skimming, but you're consulting with like lawyers and shit. If I have to break off from my business partner, what do I have to do? Well, this is just a guess. This is not what I'm not a lawyer, obviously, but they might tell you, okay, if you want to have the business put entirely into your name based on the valuation of the business, this is how much you would have to offer the King of Cups in order for him or her to step away. And you're like, cool, 60 grand? Got it. And you go down to the bank. Can I get a loan for 60 grand? And they're like, cool, Aries, here's your loan for 60 grand. Here you are carrying the chest worth 60 grand, going to this drunkard over here saying, listen, Tom, listen, Sally, listen, Barbara Jean, whatever. I want you out of the business. I will do it myself. And they're like, huh? What do you mean? And you're just like, listen. Here's your 60 grand. Sign these papers. The business is like, you're really like, I'm not messing around, bro or sis. I cannot spend another day dealing with your tomfoolery because you're in whatever mood you're in. Whether it's an emotional issue, a substance abuse issue, an issue about your maturity level or what you're dedicated to, or your, you know, because that's the other thing about the King of Cups is that this person is a dreamer. They get lost in fantasy a lot. This is not the typical way of the King of Cups, but I'm just telling you, in this reading today, this person lost in their dreams. Fantasies. Maybe they used to have the same goals as you, the same vision as you, but something on their end has changed. And again, with the drinking and for some, they just turn to the bottle, they turn to whatever form of escapism, whatever substance abuse, you know, or just, I said somewhere someone is being lazy, and maybe I was picking up on it's them. Maybe you've got all the get up and go in you, Aries, and this person is dragging their feet. Whatever. I'm done with that person. I can't. Because I'm starting to get frustrated, and I feel that's probably you. And it sucks because when Aries cares about a person, because I feel most of you care about this person, it's really hard to detach. Even if it feels cavalier, even if it feels cold, if you happen to be a cross watcher and you're watching this and you know you're the King of Cups, Even if it feels cold and callous coming from Aries, Aries doesn't do it lightly. They do it quickly and suddenly and efficiently, but to get them to that point, it really, to some regard, hurts them as, not as much, but it does hurt them as well. I'm not going to say it hurts you as much as it hurts them, because Aries will never hurt themselves as much as they would hurt another person. Never. Anyway, so King of Cups person, I have some sympathy for them, but I also sense how frustrating it can be to deal with someone who has basically given it up or lost their mojo, lost their whatever they had before, and how much that can really agitate a person if their goal is to solidify something and seize opportunities, okay? Now, the last card, interesting, in your main spread is the Page of Cups. So, again, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This could be someone else. If this is a domestic situation, this could be a child that you share with the King of Cups. Does not have to be a water sign, of course. This could be, if it's not an external person, this would be what you see now in the King of Cups. This younger, impressionable, novice, amateur, tomfoolery, bulbul type shit in this person. No offense. But if this is not another person, if it's a child, we'll talk about that in a second. Or someone else, we'll talk about that. But if this is an energy that you're attaching to the King of Cups, which I feel many of you are, you're seeing squandered potential. Or, like I said, someone who's like, their head is in the clouds and they are not being cognizant of what they're doing. You feel that a lot of their intentions and energy and efforts are wasteful. A lot of their behaviors are, they're following their heart. They're following the whimsical. They're being overly whimsical, which in certain times, in certain situations, that's okay. But in terms of what you're dealing with, home life, business, whatever, or even just a relationship between two people, let's date, let's be serious. And this person is just like, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't be exclusive. And you're like, what? We've been together for 4 years. Yeah, but maybe, it's just like whatever they're on, you just feel they have downgraded, in your opinion. They become lesser than what you thought they were before. They used to be a King of Cups. They used to be capable. They used to be strong. I said it. They're weak sauce now. They've downgraded themselves in some form or fashion. In your eyes, Aries, they've downgraded themselves from a king to a page. Pages, in terms of hierarchy, lowest of the rung. Page, knight, queen, king. You're the lowest. You're at the bottom, my friend. And I don't know an Aries. No, this is no offense to anybody who's watching. I'm not trying to say that Aries are pretentious, that Aries, seek clout, seek status. I'm not trying to say that. But given what has come out before this, Aries is not interested in either staying where they are or backtracking. Like I said before, if you've been in a place of lack before, where you were poor, where you were, in dire straits, where you didn't have money, where you didn't have security, where you didn't have a home, and now you're in bed, literally or figuratively, with someone who is acting in a way where if we, and I keep putting on this feminine voice, so I'm not trying to give anything with gender. It could be, oh, well, it doesn't matter. But if someone is overspending or squandering the household funds, and you're like, babe, we got a mortgage, babe, we got this, we got that, and you see they're spending hundreds of dollars where they don't need to spend it, best believe an Aries will immediately lose respect for you. Immediately. Wow. If it's a child or some external person who is not the King of Cups, I feel that Aries, you might have an interest more in protecting the Page of Cups, protecting their feelings, than you would the King of Cups. And you see a chance, because this page is online down here with the Ace of Pentacles, you see a chance to basically, what do you call that? Like nurture or teach this page to be something different than the King of Cups. You might see similar patterns of behavior in the child that you already see and recognize in your partner, who is the King of Cups, male or female, does not matter. There's no gender. You know your story, right? So this page, I don't care how old they are. It could be a child, an infant, or a toddler. They could be a teenager. I don't know. But there is, for some of you, not all, and I'm not trying to say if you have kids, this is not how you feel. But there is a feeling that for some of you, you want to step in and really guard this page of this page of cups from that King of Cups. Not because they're in danger. I don't feel this is like physical danger. I don't feel like, they're about to, perish at the hands of anything the King of Cups is doing. But to go back to the whole squandering of money and this idea of you don't want things to be mucked up with that Ace of Pentacles. So you could be going to the bank and like dividing your assets and like setting up a trust or setting up a savings account, setting up something for your kid, because you see that the King of Cups is overspending. You see that the King of Cups is not financially sound. They're making bonehead decisions that are going to affect your kid down the line. So you, Aries, take up the mantle. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to assure that my kid will never, ever want for what I wanted for when I was their age. Something like that. What you do between you and the King of Cups going forward, I have no idea, but there is but there is, for some of you, a very particular or very strong protective energy towards the Page of Cups, okay? Your outcome, Aries, for October. You have the Page of Swords in reverse. So I'll show you this upright so you can get used to it. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with the Page of Swords, but in the reverse. So this could result in some pretty immature correspondence. And listen, I'm not here. I feel that some Aries, this is you, Page of Swords, acting petty with the King of Cups or with whomever you need to act petty with. Meaning, you might live in the same house with someone, or like I said, share a business with someone, or do whatever. And the correspondence that that person gets from you about whatever action you're taking might come from a third party. Not like a third party situation, but like someone separate. So like I said, some of you want to buy your partner out from the business. You're not even telling them that you're making these moves. Next thing they know, they get a letter in the mail or an email from your lawyer or whoever saying, Aries is interested in divesting in the business. Here's the offer. Here's the contract. Sign it by this date. And they're like, what? And you're sitting like, 5 feet away from them on your laptop going, it's a lovely Wednesday, isn't it, Sally? You so that I get it. Like, I understand, the whole thing of being empathic is like, I understand where you're coming from, even if it's not necessarily the best place or the nicest place. I get where you're coming from. So the Page of Swords in reverse as the outcome, not the nicest communication. It comes as a shock to some people. It comes as an insult to some people. Like I said, it can be petty or immature, because if you're trying to divest in a business or you're trying to do things to secure the future of your child, sort of behind the back of the other parent, that's kind of petty. That's kind of immature and a little shady. But when Aries feels they need to do something to secure a goal or to move towards a particular area, they're going to do it. For the cross watcher, they're going to do it. Even if it makes them look like an asshole. They really don't care. That's a pretty easy easy outcome. I don't think there's much else there. It could be another person. It could be, let me see. If it is someone around you, again, like not a third party situation like cheating, how a lot of people use that phrase. If it is a third person in the situation, it could be someone that works for you, or a nosy neighbor, a nosy friend, a talkative person. This person chats too much, and they might tell your business. So if you think you've found a confidant in the Page of Swords, think again. I don't know who exactly that is. It's not like super clear. Like I could tell you it's your brother or it's your sister-in-law. I can't tell you that. But whoever this is, who you may have given some detailed, vital information to, they may report back to someone else. Or they just might be spreading your business amongst people who aren't even involved. Like this person gossips. And you will find that out. And from there, you'll do whatever you need to do. Okay? So be careful with who you tell your business to. If this is something that you want on the DL, if this is something that you want to be kept quiet, shut your own mouth. Huh? How about that? Sorry, Aries. Your overall energy for October, Aries, is the 5 of Wands. So, this isn't normally about that, but I mean, look at the artwork there. What's done in the dark comes to light. What's been done in secret will come to light by even Lord, like a small light. You know, this guy has lit a match in a place that was once dark. So unsuspectingly, unknowingly, something here will be revealed. Again, that shady email that you gave to your partner, and you're like, you know, in the next room, and they're like, hey Aries, what's this email? And you're like, oh, and then you light the match. So I am taking a loan out so I can buy you out of the business, or I've moved, you know, lights another match, and I've opened an account for our little kid because I can't trust you with the money, whatever. It's just like the revelation comes about. Like, you're not making a grand announcement. You're not going in guns blazing, Aries. You're actually being pretty calm. Like I said, temperance. Even though you might want to fly off the handle with that Emperor in the reverse, right? But there's this calm approach to something that's quite volatile and very upsetting, because the 5 of Wands, traditionally speaking, is about conflict, is about challenges, is about competition, right? So all these things that could be really like rustling energy, like really tense energy, hard to manage. Actually, your approach is, and this is what I'm doing, or this is now what will happen. Like, it's very like laying it out like cards on a table. Here it is. And whoever receives that message, whoever receives all your cards on the table, they can either love it or like it or lump it. They can like it or lump it. That's your attitude. All right, Aries, that is your reading for October 2019. If you liked it, like button is down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. You guys know I love that stuff. Keep that stuff going. You can share this across your social media platforms if you want other people to know how amazing this reading was. And of course, you can subscribe if you are not already subscribed, Aries. That would be also amazing. Aries, I will be back with mid-Octobers. I promise I won't be on vacation. I don't think I'm going into the hospital, so I'm pretty on target to hit that. So make sure you're subscribed so you can see when I upload those. And of course, I will be back, of course, later with the November readings and all that good stuff. Also, guys, remember, description box down below. If you want to order a reading with me, you can find all that information down below. And I really do appreciate you guys taking your time to watch this video. Take care. Bye.